if I don't get no shelter. Alright, so we did another poll, and this one won. That's why we're here. Are you 18 years old, audience? Honor system. No one would lie on the internet.
I am. I'm almost twice that.
No. No, I ain't. Yep.
We're old.
Yep, 2023. That makes me 33. Here I go. You can stack two 18-year-olds on each other, and that's how age works. This game contains porn. Would you like to censor the dongs? Censor dongs not recommended at all. That's a really funny.
Genuinely funny.
There are also a couple moments with flashing lights, like 2 scenes in later parts of the game, so be mindful of that if you're sensitive to those. There's also some mild gore and lots of dog puns. Oh. I think that's it. Enjoy the game. When I count to 3, you will forget ever reading this message. 1, 2, 3. 3.
That's interesting. That's like a. I mean this in like a nice way. That's like it's cute, but also really annoying. I hate it when games do that.
Them being cute at the beginning about that?
Yeah, like, haha, I'm just one of you. I'm just a quirky creator. And I'm like, oh no, just give me the game. It's cute though. I like that.
I immediately can't hear shit. There we go. I just set it to 5% volume on my end.
No, that was fun though. I liked that.
Of all things, that reminded me of Yick, just because that game's like, hey, fill in some names. Anyway, forget this part happened.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, it's gonna be weird, I think, if we get further into this game and then the tone isn't that. I think that's what I'm getting at here. Is if this is like a super serious story that never gets meta ever again, I'm like, save it for like a afterward. Don't.
That's a new one. That's a new one. There's a scrolling Patreon, or not scrolling. There's a slideshow of Patreon supporters in the corner, or whatever type of supporters this, agnostic platform support type. The problem with doing this to me is that I will sit here and stare at it and wait, because I want to see if I recognize any characters. So I'll just sit here and stare at it for like 2 hours, and I don't know how long it goes.
We've already seen the same names repeat multiple times, so I think this is probably just their
maybe you
top
did.
tier.
I didn't. I recognize that artist. I recognize that artist, but not the art character. Anyway, playing Shelter. That's enough.
Hi,
not
everyone.
playing Shelter at the beginning. Toaster's here also.
Hi.
By popular demand, cold, endless white, as far as the eye can see. A few years ago, in the midst of it all, we discovered something incredible.
Oh, look at the background. It's coming in.
Yeah. I see. Is that a...
It looks like a base, like sticking out of the edge of a mountain, maybe? Like
I thought I saw a cross, but it might be a radio thing.
Yeah, I think it's like a radio tower, or maybe a big smokestack. I can't tell. One thing I want to say right away is if this game doesn't have a text box, like if it's just text, I really like that. I really immediately noticed and appreciate that they use stroked text to make the text legible, because so many visual novels don't, and I prefer it vastly to text boxes that occlude the art. And the trick to it, and the reason why most people don't do it, is because it's very hard to read if you don't stroke the text as well and get the outline on it. So that's cool. I really like this because it looks like subtitles. It's very
I thought
immersive.
I saw like a thing. That's the one issue is they're doing a thing that doesn't quite work here.
Yeah.
Where the next line is like partially visible already because of however it's being unveiled.
Yeah, I wonder if that's I wonder if that would disappear if we just used instant text in the options. I'll keep that in mind for if and when this game is finished. I don't know if it's finished yet.
Unexplainable relics of an unknown past buried under the snow. Powerful Magitech tools and fascinating structures we're struggling to understand. Ever since then, men from all around the continent have been gathering to uncover what's hidden here. Driven by curiosity and the promise of wealth, they put their lives on the line against the blizzards and the dangerous monsters living here, all in hope to claim the land's treasures. However, everything else we have found so far pales in comparison to our very first discovery. Our greatest treasure, the one that makes it all possible. Shelter. Our new home. It's fading in like a Jawa sandcrawler.
Title drop. We got a title drop.
Roll credits. In the midst of this cold, endless white, as far as the eye can see. Oh yeah, it is a radio tower in the back. The crosses I saw. We found warmth. Oh, that's trippy. Am I seeing that? Yeah, there's 2 separate layers of snow scrolling to give it so it's not just one solid
more chaos
thing. Yeah.
That's cool.
So it leads to slight optical trippiness where when you unfocus your eyes and you look at the snow layer, you can see it like a 3D object that's scrolling past, and then the background becomes like non-existent to you, and you just see this like scrolling. It's like looking at the side of a plane down at the world. It's a weird, I don't know, it's doing something in my brain. Although if you sit on it for too long, you see it skip. We found warmth.
Awoo, everyone. We're Bark.
Oh. I was immediately ready for like 3 Dog or something. Like he's gonna have a bunch of dog-related puns on his like.
He's a radio DJ.
Yeah, I thought he was a radio guy. Immediately. Look at this setup. They got swords. They're dog warriors.
I don't know if this art is final, and that's why we're getting or not, and that's why like maybe this is a work in progress, and that's why they're not colored. But I like actually sort of genuinely think not coloring them is a cool artistic choice. Like this is a very
I think it kind of highlights them as
striking
randos.
art. Yes, exactly. Like these are characters in this setting. We are looking through into this comic page. Like I really like that, especially if we take, you know, kind of what I was saying earlier, the story immediately makes you recognize that there is an artist and an author talking to you, because they're being like quirky and breaking the fourth wall. So this being like this, I actually really like tonally, because it's like, oh, I'm looking at, like, yes, this is a production. I'm watching a story, but it's got a lot of character and it's very unique. Like that artist's personality comes through really well. I mean, and maybe it's not finalized, but if this is the way that it's just supposed to look, I love it. This is awesome.
Look how small that guy is.
I know. I like the little small,
he's just like,
what is that, a
sticking
corgi
up
maybe?
from under the table or something. With loud, lively shouts, a group of canine warriors enters the tavern. All of the tavern's patrons turn to look at the entrance, and they greet the newcomers with cheerful barks and howls. What a wonderful surprise. It's always a great occasion to celebrate when people manage to come back from their expeditions on those dangerous, freezing wastelands outside. Hello.
Hello, sir.
You are in my space.
Yep.
Something slightly disconcerting about him just materializing and looking straight at us and filling the room.
His crotch is at eye level, basically. Hello, sir.
In the front of the group stands a big Tosa Inu dog, Teak, wearing a thick winter coat and a big backpack on his back. He laughs in high spirits. Ah, so great to be able to smell all these scents again. I missed you all, you stinky bastards. There's nothing but snow and wind outside for weeks. And monsters. Oh, there you are.
I like how they immediately start crossing off some kink material, just making sure they hook those Patreon subscribers. But that's not all you found, right, Lil Teak?
From a seat a few tables away, a big husky waves at Teak, the traveler.
If he's big, then Teak must be fucking huge.
Yes. Chief Rune.
Wait, so his name is Rune, so his dialogue went from red to blue. That is confusing.
That is strange that his color changed from the anonymous color.
Come, drink with me. Tell me all about your trip.
But his tail is animated.
Oh, that's great. You can see it
Barely visible on this character, but he has an animated tail. With a wide smile on his face and a vigorously wagging tail, Teak the Traveler hurries to the husky's table. He's so excited that he bumps a few other dogs on his way with his backpack. One of them, a middle-aged terrier, spills his ale on himself.
Hey, watch it, mutt.
Teak turns to the other dog and gives an intimidating smile. Intimidating stare with a nasty growl. I'm good at words. He's the biggest and scariest dog in the room. You got a problem? The poor terrier puts his ears down flat and leans away, terrified.
I mean, you... be a little more...
Huh? Oh my god. Speak up. That's not what I heard you say.
Teak, no fighting in the tavern. Leave that for the training grounds.
Stupid tongue.
Spare the man's life. Oh, I just smacked my microphone trying to do a hand motion because I got too into it.
Proud of you.
Spare the man's life like a good boy and sit down. Come on, buddy, come here. Like a good boy, ooh woo.
Come here, boy. Except it's like an 8-foot tall Goliath nightmare, man. Come on, boy. Teak, it's like the mountain. Teak gives the terrier the stink eye with a quiet growl before he continues walking towards the husky. He takes his backpack off, sets it down on the floor by the bench and sits down. That face. His expression brightens up and his tail wags again as soon as he looks at Rune the husky. There's a lot of variations here. That's a lot of face variations too.
Yeah.
Chief.
Look at you. I see that everyone from your pack came back this time. That's amazing. Told you it would be fine.
Yes, and it's all thanks to you, Chief. Your sword fighting lessons in the past few months have made all the difference. That saved my life when I got separated from my pack. A monster attacked me. But it was alone as well, so I managed to fend it off, all on my own.
Really? All on your own? Nah, that's so nice, Teak.
Like boasting like a child.
Our puppy is growing so fast. I knew you would do great out there.
Is he the youngest? Is that why I still call him Little Teak?
It's fascinating. It's really hard to tell. Like, obviously, from like a furry art perspective, I would immediately assume the one on the left is like the young brash guy, and the one on the right is like the old man. So like, I can't tell if he's calling him young or Little Teak as if to like tease him,
He has fewer
or if he
scars,
literally
so he
is
could be
the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, they might all have dog brain, so it's gonna be hard to judge the tone if they all have dog brain and they're written that way. Rune leans over the table and pets the huge dog's head. There's so much mutual pride in that gesture. They have dog brain. Oh my god.
I could only do so well because you taught me well, Chief. Because I knew I had a place to come back to. Still, I wish you could be out there with us.
I know you do, Teak, but I'm not going anywhere. My place is here at Shelter.
That fucking face.
Oh no, he doesn't have a forever home. He's stuck here at the shelter.
He looks
They're
like
in the
he's
dog pound.
He looks like he's making like the colon squiggle face, like those eyebrows.
A huge tin can full of dogs won't keep order on its own, right? Besides, I really don't care about the outside. I'm happy here. If you want to see my handsome face, you just have to come back here safely every time.
As he says that, Rune leans over the table yet again and boops Teak's snoot.
This is really bizarre. This is like it's like aggressively cute and quaint in a way that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I've gone through like a roller coaster of emotions from the title screen already.
Yes, it's like aggressive Tumblr furry Awoo, but with like extremely edgy and serious art, but then the characters are making these expressions. It's such a fucking back and forth. It's so hard to gauge where the tone's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, I don't know if this scene ends with hugs or a decapitation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is the tone? Both of them wag. How is it possible for two scar-faced beefcakes to be so adorable? Well, it's spoken on. It's been lampshaded now.
I know, Chief. That's why I brought some gifts. We found a lot of stuff. I want you to have something.
Oh?
What's this? Teak opens his backpack and rummages through its contents. It takes him some time, and he gets increasingly frustrated as he takes out more and more items that he sets on the table. A sharpening stone, a flint, 2 spare torches, and a bunch of relics, a knife with teeth on one side of the blade, a small cylindrical box with a display. So these are the important items because they actually show up.
Yep, there are.
A confusing, long, intricate stick. Okay, so they don't understand what guns are. But they do exist, which means they didn't make them. So human history exists here, apparently. Everything made of metal. I imagine this is a post-apocalyptic dog mutant society.
I'm sure I had it here. I know I had it with me yesterday. Oh, where the hell is it?
He slams the table with his fist, making Rune's mug of ale bounce up half a foot high, but they do know how to brew beer. The husky grabs it in midair with inhuman precision and swings it in an arc, catching all of the liquid back into the container before it splashes onto the table. Straight up like Neil Patrick Harris pausing in the middle of Matrix 4. just impossible reactions. Then, yet another thing lands on the table, right in front of Teak. A bowl of steaming hot meat stew. You know, ambiguous meat.
Is this perhaps what you were looking for?
Bury, sir. Is this?
Just some leftovers on the house. We're glad to see you back.
I love leftovers. It's my favorite.
This is reminding me immediately of what the hell is that manga called? The Promised Neverland, where it like starts off with kids in an orphanage and it's all like happy, and then it like I'm preparing for an extraordinarily grimdark turn in the next like let's say 15 minutes.
Just the hit squad rolls into the shelter.
Yeah, exactly. And we get to watch as all of these characters that we've grown to like over these past minutes are just like literally dismembered Fear and Hunger style.
Oh my god. I just love that, like, because of the title and what we've seen so far, like it is, and what I've interpreted so far, it's like this, it feels like it's a post-human society apocalypse mutant dog shelter society. Like they've continued relics of behavior patterns from the before time, so they have a shelter still.
All right.
Then eat up. I'll get some for the rest of your pack too.
Wait, Bury, sir, please. I have something for you too.
Oh?
Teak grabs the knife by the edge and presents the handle end to Bury, the Saint Bernard dog.
I found this knife. It's in really good condition.
He played fetch with a knife.
Yeah. I found it.
He just brings it and drops it.
What have you got there? A knife! No! I think Teak immediately has more facial expressions than any other visual novel character I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is impressive.
That's a really good knife, Teak.
Good boy.
Are you sure? I can clearly smell some magic on it. I think it would do more good in your hands on your trips outside.
they believe in magic, or does just Teak believe in magic? Are they talking down to him like a child because he's so young that he would think magic exists?
No, not at all. I want you to have it. Your delicious cooking is one of the things that I look forward to the most when I'm on my way back to shelter. That's something we can't have anywhere else in the world, and that's what gives us strength to push through the cold and come back every time. It's our oasis in the snow. You really have no need for it, I understand, but if you could just use it to make even more delicious food, then please take it.
Clearly deep in thoughts, Burry stares at Teak holding the magic blade, with a face full of anticipation. The Saint Bernard opens his mouth to say something, but then he stops himself. He sighs and smiles instead.
Of course I can use it.
Ah!
This is a wonderful gift, Teak. Thank you. You are such a good boy. Let me know when you're done eating and I'll get you seconds, okay?
Their fucking dials are animated separately.
This is losing. I'm losing
I'm
my
losing
mind.
my
at this.
entire mind right now. They're animating at different speeds and in different styles because they're different dogs with different types of tails. Like Teak has a little whip tail, but like Rune has a husky tail and everything, so there's like they have to be drawn differently and everything. This is how many hours did it take to prepare the art for the first 30 seconds of this game? Burry takes the knife and ruffles the top of Teak's head with fondness while Rune sips from his mug with a wide grin. Three of the biggest dogs at the tavern together, showing affection and wagging with so much happiness. This is the kind of sight you can only witness here in shelter. So adorable. Big dogs are the best. Thank you, narrator. The narrator's just sending me this thing. He's like, yeah, I'm into this. Who am I? I don't know. Am I even you? Are you me? Are you a character? Who knows? Eventually, Burry leaves to tend to the other travelers. That leaves Teak with the still grinning Rune. Oh my god.
He looks like he's grinning so intensely. It like probably physically hurts him to keep that face up. Look at that. His cheeks are so far up his face.
Yes. I'm just shocked how many faces there are.
So, one of the things you look forward to, huh?
Huh?
I wonder. What could be the one thing you look forward to the most? Teak?
Chief? What are you?
Something or someone. Say, he looks so much older in that last facial expression, and here he looks so much younger.
Because it's the perfectly round eyes.
Yeah, it's the perfectly round eyes and the chiseled jaw. When his jaw is lifted up more and you see his jowls, he looks like he has like an old man beard. But when he reduces his face, it looks, or relaxes his face, I mean, it looks so much younger. And I guess the eyebrows as well kind of add to it. So it's weird. The voice I'm doing for him is weird. I understand your cognitive dissonance here, audience. I'm commenting on it.
As opposed to all the other
though.
parts of this that are not dissonant.
Yes, exactly. Don't worry about any gifts for me. Most importantly, have you brought anything for him?
Yeah, this weird beeping instrument here. But I'm waiting until later for skies above.
That's great. He's right there, talking with your pack mates. Hey, Max, come here. Woo!
I'm just not ready. It's like a universe where every single character is this himbo, but also there's dismemberment everywhere.
Someone just mentioned in Discord like 2 days ago, they like posted a screenshot of a character from this who is allegedly one of the main characters, and they were like, man, Shelter is one of the few furry visual novels with a main character that's actually really cool. And I'm like reading this now and I'm like, oh my God, is the premise of this story that there's a bunch of like alleged dog warriors that have dog brain, and then there's one guy who's like actually a hardened like fantasy, dark Souls character who's like a badass in the middle of them? Like, I'm just imagining like you have this whole group of characters and then like Guts or like a Thorfinn
So you
from Vinland
just mean
Saga.
actual Berserk then?
Yes, exactly.
Because Berserk is just loaded with idiots. So that's just what the real experience is reading it, and then Guts is there, and you're like, wait, what?
Chief, no!
Teak tries to stop Rune from shouting, but he's too late. Max the Dachshund is already on his way. Dachshund is already on his way towards the table. I'm used to saying that. Sound effects. Oh my god. Poor Teak. He looks like he's about to cry, with panic in his eyes. He first stares at the table with his packmates, then at Rune's face. All while the husky wags, clearly proud of himself.
You really shouldn't have.
Or faces.
You can thank me later. Now work your charm, floppy ears. You got this.
Oh my god.
Fuck. That's a huge cod piece.
First place your brain goes.
This dog's hung.
This dog looks like he's never gone outside. Going by the what we've seen of characters so far, that they are fucked up. God damn. Awoo, Teak, welcome Bark.
Welcome, Bark. Oh. They weren't joking about the dog puns. They come in pretty hard and fast here.
A short dachshund with a lute on his back. That's not... approaches Teak and Rune's table. I'm sure they call it a lute, but that's incorrect. Compared to Rune, Teak, and Bury, Max is a much smaller dog. Still, he greets them with confidence and familiarity.
Hey, Max. Thanks. I
heard a lot about you. Your pack's been telling me all about your trip.
Yeah? Wait. What did they tell you exactly?
Teak tries to keep a smile on, but there's noticeable nervous twitching on his face. Is he worried about something?
Well, like, they praised you a lot. You became more cooperative. You communicate with your packmates, and you can reach compromises together. And you actually treat the other dogs with care and kindness.
Look at the fucking smoldering, glistening eyes.
Yeah.
Like he's like that proud father stare of like muscle man alchemist dude. I haven't watched that in a while.
Add him 100% to the list of dog furries with a praise kink.
Teak's expression brightens up, and his chest relaxes in sigh of relief.
I see.
Uh-huh. At least most of the time.
New face?
I also heard you separated from them over a petty fight and almost got everyone killed. They had to fend off a monster attack without you, their strongest fighter. Duke lost all of his loot and equipment, and Cooper got bitten 3 times. He lost half of his tail.
The big dog's smile drops instantly. His eye twitches, and he gulps audibly. He tries to reply, but he looks away and stays silent.
But then you returned and helped everyone. You shared your equipment with Duke and carried Cooper on your back all the way to shelter. And most importantly, you apologized.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't tell if they're all like. There's actually a surprisingly narrow band of difference between dog brain and just like anime written for teenagers writing.
Yeah, like just very earnest.
Yes.
Like writing, yeah.
Like I grew up with shows that sounded like this and were this edgy at the same time. That's like the genre. Oh.
That doesn't make up for putting them in danger in the first place, but it takes a big heart and a lot of courage to voice out remorse. They want to give you another chance. They like having you around.
Max wags his tail and he presents his clenched fist to Teak.
I'm proud of you, Teak. I always knew you were a good dog.
Yeah, it's an even more severe expression now. Teak looks up with a renewed sparkle in his eyes. He smiles and bumps Max's tiny fist with his massive gloved one gently.
Thank you. That means a lot, coming from you.
You know, Teak has a gift. Oh, in my head there was no comma there. You know, Teak has a gift for you, Max. You two should totally hook up.
Oh.
What? A gift? Really?
Yeah.
No, Max, focus on the second half of that sentence.
We're really blazing past the phrasing there.
I wanted to wait for skies ablaze tonight to give it to you. That's why we hurried back here today.
Is that just sunset?
Possibly, yeah.
I guess now's a good time as any.
Whenever he's blushing and makes a certain face, I keep thinking that the bottom half of his scar is drool.
Yeah, I also keep thinking that.
Yeah, I keep thinking he's like blushing and drooling. I'm like, oh my god.
It's like when someone has a beauty mark really close to their lip and your brain just reads it as like a lip piercing. One of my best friends has a beauty mark right under the right side of her lip, and every single time I see her, I mean, it's not bad to have a beauty mark there or anything. It's just like every time I see her, my brain interprets it as jewelry because it's just like, it's part of like the form of your face. It's very interesting.
He grabs another of the relics off the table. This time it's the cylindrical box with a small display. I thought you'd like this bomb to blow up the shelter on accident. He huffs at it a couple times and wipes with a sleeve to make it shine. Then he offers it to Max. What?
I mean, if he's a bomb dog, like that's how they train dogs to look for chemicals in bombs.
Oh, maybe.
That's like fucked up. That's kind of crazy to give a dog a bomb as a gift like that. Like, I mean, obviously this is setting up something, but like thematically
it definitely
speaking,
reads as
that's
bomb,
like
right?
Deep. Oh, 100%. That is fully a bomb. The dog is gonna play fetch with it, and it's gonna explode and kill everyone. Like,
oh my god!
Like literally, that's what I think it's setting up. I'm bracing myself. I'm sorry. I shouldn't manifest horrible things like that. But it feels like it.
I feel like it's gonna be hard to put this one down. I'm so like.
I'm already fully
I can't stop
invested.
Thinking about whatever the fuck this
Deeply
is.
captivated.
It's just a little piece of junk. Nothing much. But I hope you like it.
Max stares at it for a moment and then gets a hold of it gently. He looks it over from all sides.
It's really pretty. What does it do?
Oh no.
See these little nubs? Press this one, or any of these. Look.
Huh? Ah. It plays notes.
No.
No.
No, don't just press. The idea that he's just gonna keep pressing buttons like it's a musical instrument and get a fun surprise one day. This is terrifying.
Oh wow. It makes sounds like the displays by the doors around shelter, but this is portable.
There's just displays all around this place and no one knows how to make any of them work. They just press buttons to make sounds. That's all they do. Like a child pretending to be Picard on the Enterprise.
Of his new toy. Oh dear.
Max is having a blast mashing the buttons of his new toy, and Teak evidently enjoys watching him. The big dog wags, and a smile full of pride is plastered over his muzzle.
Like it? Teak, this is amazing. This is an instrument of the ancients. Aw.
The stupid tongue. Max puts the box back on the table and gives Teak a big hug.
Teak's tongue is out of his mouth.
Yes, that's what was pointing out. I'm like, it's all I can think about. Head empty, no thoughts.
Yeah.
Or at least as big as he can. Even with wide open arms, he can barely reach over both of Teak's shoulders.
But, Teak, I don't have anything to give you back.
It's okay. You've been helping me so much. You fixed all the stuff that I broke in the past. Like that chair, and those doors. And I love your songs. You are the only one who can play music here. You should have it.
Oh God, so he's gonna be performing in front of people with the music bomb. This is so cursed. If
I'm
you
like
can make
actually getting anxiety reading this. Like it's like the impending dread is stressing me out a little bit.
Yes.
Like it's not scary to me. Like once it happens, I'll be over it. But like, holy smokes,
very
what a
much
way to
feels-
start a story.
It very much feels like a James Gunn gag where like Rocket would prime a bunch of explosives and then like some stupid fuzzy animal would just be sitting there chewing on the remote as a toy.
Yes.
Just like, no. And it's just like, they just cut to that every like few minutes throughout the next like 10 minutes of the movie. And you're like, no.
It's like an anticipation thing where it sets something up and then you watch as the train just like steadily progresses towards the cliffside where the construction
Yes.
ended. And like the
we have-
crash itself isn't that bad. It's just wondering how long it will take. Because now I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, we're like 15 minutes, 20 minutes into this. How many more minutes before it explodes and everyone dies and then we get to the actual story? And
Yes,
it's
like there's an uncertainty, like there's a coin toss of whether this is a throwaway gag just to fuck with you or it's the inciting incident.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and I think the other thing I'm thinking of is like, and this is, I'm speaking about this from a like writing tools and techniques standpoint, and I'm not saying the story is boring, but there is a sort of thing that happens with anticipation like this, where you like set up something, the audience knows something more than the characters. So it then just becomes a waiting game of the audience going, when are these characters going to find out what I know? And so you get into this headspace of like, being afraid to invest in what is on screen. Like you become like sociopathically detached from what you're consuming because you're waiting. You know what it's going to be, and you're waiting for it to get or to catch up with what you are aware of. And so it's
Yeah.
like, it's just weird. It's like a weird feeling. It's an odd headspace to be in, waiting for potential violence to occur while also really just not wanting to care as much as you feel like you should to enjoy it. It's like, oh, it's a uncomfortable spot to be in emotionally.
You can make more beautiful songs with this new instrument. Then that's going to make everyone in the shelter happy, just like Burry's cooking. You are an amazing musician, and I want to see your talent bloom.
Imagine if everyone in society was sincere and also outgoing and did things for other people and then just said what they're feeling all the time. It just
What's
went.
the word for that? There's a word for that. I learned it literally 2 days ago. It's like it's not compassion. In my head, it's called I think it's called compersion, maybe. Let me Google that. It's when it's sympathetic joy. That's what it's called. So it's like when your joy experience, your experience of joy increases witnessing the joy of others. Compersion. It's interesting to see a setting where all of the characters are ecstatically compersive.
It sounds like a fake furry word.
It does. It does sound like
Which
a
is
fake
the
furry
most
word, but
fitting
it's
possible outcome.
Yeah, it's a real word though. Compersion. It's sort of like feeling excitement in response to and for the excitement and happiness of others.
Max stands with his arms crossed and laughs with a little blush.
Oh, no. I'm nowhere near amazing yet. I'm barely a beginner. And I'm not humble bragging. I really am.
Humble bragging has survived the apocalypse. I'm only dexterous with my hands because I grew up with cats. I'm still learning actual music. There's cat people, or are there cats?
Well, I like it. I've been humming your melodies during the whole trip.
Really?
And there's been a lot of world building already.
Yes, but also we're uncertain about a lot of it. But I'm drawing a lot of conclusions really quickly.
Yeah.
Really? Aw, Teak. Well, before you set off on your next trip out, come find me in my room anytime. I can play for you. How's that for a payback?
Teak freezes for a moment, then laughs nervously and tugs at the collar of his thick coat.
Oh boy. Is it just me? Or is it hot in here?
Of course it is. It's shelter. It's always warm here.
No thing would go over my head. I would catch it. Warmed up by the power of everyone's hearts. God bless us, everyone.
Oh no, he's gonna be dying and we have to save Christmas.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna...
That's a face. The big dog takes off his gloves in a hurry and starts unbuttoning his coat. After a moment, everyone's graced with the sight of his powerful musculature.
Big bite mark on his shoulder. Look at that.
I can't square those crotches. I don't, that doesn't seem possible.
If he's wearing a big thick outer layer, because it looks like he has like another pair of snow pants on over the jeans because the legs change color, so I could see that. It's just padded.
That is a huge fucking, yeah, that bite, he's the largest character we've seen so far, and that bite is significantly larger than he is.
Yes.
So something's out there.
He said it was a monster.
Yeah, and the monsters are not, they're clearly a problem. Jesus Christ. Everyone's graced with the sight of his powerful musculature. Oof. Oh, boy. Narrator.
Much better.
Oh no, Teak. You're wounded.
This is nothing. You should have seen me in that fight. You should have seen me in that fight. That puny monster tried to have a taste of my iron muscles, but instead I fed it a mouthful of my iron,
Who are you?
Steel.
Yeah, my iron steel.
Old man. Old man Corgi. Look at, he's smoking a pipe bone. And he's got a gnarled walking stick. Look at this guy. Oh my god. Oh.
So, Max, how about you sit down with me and I can tell you everything? Hey!
The big dog pats the spot on the bench beside him, but he gets interrupted by an old blue healer. It's Bandit.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Leaning between him and Max to examine the relics on the table.
Hey! Thistle, sir! Go away!
Murray
usually-
said you're giving stuff away. Where's my gift?
Why do you assume I brought you anything, you crazy old dog fart?
Thistle, the short old blue healer dog, raises his wooden walking cane and bonks Teak on the top of his head, making a dull sound. The pain doesn't make Teak flinch, but there's an anger rising in his eyes. His chest heaves, and he lets out a growl rumble in his throat. In the meantime, Rune takes the opportunity to snatch Max's new toy to play it with himself.
Seriously, Rune?
Interesting. There's that author voice coming through again for like editorial. It's interesting. It makes the narrator like his own character.
Yeah, but not us. I don't think we're in this story. I don't think there is a POV character, which is really different, actually. Has that happened yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Games we played?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's not the way to speak to your elders, pup.
I guess technically arches.
Technically arches, yeah.
Thistle leans towards Teek's face so close that their snoots are almost touching. The fact that snoots is just the accepted terminology by the narrator is very funny.
Yeah.
And also, yes, like they have goofy anime expressions, and then they have like the most intensely like I draw cable and venom for a living faces.
Yeah, extremely.
That reckless geezer. He's going to get his whole head bitten off.
And don't pretend you didn't bring me anything. I know you did. You like me.
Thistle winks with a smile and puts his hand on top of Teek's head to pet the spot he just hit. Teek's expression slowly melts down from fury into just a glare of annoyance and disgust. Ugh. He takes another relic from the table and shoves it into Thistle's hands. It's a long, intricate metal pole with a bunch of confusing parts. Thistle looks it over from all sides, fascinated. I just want to see a CG of him just looking down the barrel.
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about. He's gonna chew on the end or something.
Yeah.
What could it be?
It's,
Oh, I know what this is. It has the perfect length and a firm handle.
Shove it right up there.
It's a walking cane.
Yes.
Well, I guess if you hold it downward like it's a crutch, then it's not that dangerous. So yeah, that could be cool.
It does indeed have a shoulder brace, like a walking stick do. And it's got a little extended thing on the bottom to give it more surface area.
Yeah.
And it's rocket powered.
He's gonna rocket jump with it by shooting the ground as he hobbles.
Maybe Teek will impress us with his intelligence and he'll have already recognized that it's also a telescope.
yes, but that's not all. See this weird tube on the side? Try looking through it. No, the other end. The side that's actually by where you would be using as the shoulder brace. Here, look.
I got it. Holy moly. It enlarges things. Inconceivable.
Oh, they don't know what telescopes are. Okay.
No.
With his new walking cane awkwardly nested over his shoulder, the old man looks all around the tavern through the tube on the side of the cane. I guess if it's not loaded, it is completely harmless.
Yeah.
And they have an entire culture that would never even know how to accidentally load it, so it would just be forever just a weird stick.
Yeah.
He laughs like a child while pointing at the faces of the dogs around.
He's gonna blow someone's head off.
I can see it with their. It's definitely the running gag of this scene, but this is a less dangerous thing. This is a step down from earlier.
Yeah, at least it's not fucking chewing on a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
Chief, I can count your whiskers.
That's cool, but get it off my face. Oh, the happy music is.
I don't. The music is primed. Will it fire? Gotta say it.
Yes.
You can't pause the story forever.
Oh, this is my dialogue. In my head, I already said it out loud because I groaned reading it. Sorry.
I wonder what this part does.
Thistle puts his hand on the. Ooh. Oh, I thought we were getting a CG for a second. Thistle puts his hand on the weird curved trigger placed on the other side of the tool. Still aiming at Rune's face, he pulls the trigger. But nothing happens.
Oh, thank fucking God. They're edging me right now. It's really making me anxious.
Oh, that does nothing. But you can twist these bits in the tube to make things appear smaller and larger.
I see. Silly ancients, a looking glass on a walking cane. Who would have thought? They really were a bunch of mad geniuses, weren't they?
You're having fun with this thing, huh?
I don't know how attached you are to your old wooden cane. It's probably an item of sentimental value, but still.
Oh no, you can have that piece of junk. This is much better.
Thank fuck.
More
Oh my God.
more tail wagging. Thistle puts his new walking cane on the ground and poses with it. It's part of his sprite. Oh, alarming. Weirdly, it suits him, I think.
Max, look, listen.
Oh no, is it counting down?
It is, yeah.
Rune
for
just
sure.
doomed us all.
It's in the last like 10 seconds of the countdown for sure.
No.
They jerk us, they tug us one way with the gun not going off, and now immediately after the bomb is gonna explode and kill everyone.
Huh? Wow. It plays on its own.
It's a metronome. You just discovered metronomes. This will make you very proficient at music for the next 30 seconds. It's like a buff, but with a surprising downside.
How did you do that?
I just pushed a bunch of these nubs at random. If you figure it out, you can probably make it play all kinds of different notes.
It plays at perfectly even intervals. This is going to be so helpful when I practice my sense of rhythm.
Yet again, one of us calling exactly what's going to happen in the text right before it happens.
This is amazing! Max, you could add this instrument to your songs.
Yeah, I'm already getting some ideas. Let's see.
Max takes his lute off his back and starts trying some random chords and melodies. At first, nothing seems to fit, but with more experimentation, he manages to harmonize his playing with the monotonous beeping of the box. All the while, Teak is staring at him, fascinated. Both of them are taking so much happiness out of that little gizmo. Finally, Max stops and puts his lute back on his back.
I love it. I'm gonna have so much fun with it. Thank you again, Teak.
I hoped you'd like it.
Of course I do. This is amazing. So, Rune, how do you make it go quiet again?
Let's see.
Rune takes the box and starts pushing the buttons one after another. Looks like he does it at random again. The scowl. He looks like betrayed Tails.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my god. How many fucking faces are there? After a while, he gives up and puts it back on the table.
I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. That's your field, Max.
Enjoy never sleeping again.
You better find a way or it's going to drive everyone insane.
Max, you have the best nose in the whole shelter. Can't you figure it out?
I mean, yeah, I can smell mana on it. A few different types of it. Definitely feline. This one, that's ungulate. But that's all I can tell. I can't really read the display. Only the humans can.
The humans, huh?
We should ask Luke then. He still haven't got you your drink anyway, Teak.
They have a human?
No need to call the human. We can figure it out on our own. He's probably busy anyway.
Nonsense. He's been standing behind the bar polishing the same mug for 10 minutes and staring at us like a creep.
He's a human that's horny for dogs.
As he always does.
Thistle waves at me with a cheerful grin.
Oh, so
Thistle?
the narrator is the human.
Oh, we're the human.
So he just stood here and took all this while this was happening. He understood what was going on.
Apparently, that's alarming. He might be an idiot. I guess he's just a human, not necessarily like one that grew up in modern day with modern media and would be able to recognize a bomb at a glance.
Sure, but they also just said the human can read displays and is implying some exposure to this ancient technology. So
Yeah. He probably hasn't seen the display because they're probably at their table, and he's at the
Sure.
bar. I just noticed the tables are mixed randomly between metal and wood, including on the same
I guess what
table
I'm-
sometimes. That's like a neat detail.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying though is that he editorialized earlier by saying like, geez, this dog's gonna blow his head off. So it's like, he knows
Oh,
that
no.
there are weapons. Like, he's aware. Textually, canonically, he understands,
that
at
is a
least
little
in
dark.
the text as
He's not
presented.
stepping in at all. Oh yeah, it's not even just mixed in separately with benches and with benches and tables of different material types, but also like you can see that like the closest metal bench is a different type of bench than the one that's in the middle right of the screen, which is just
Yep.
like flat topped and has the legs on the sides and it's shorter. But then specifically the one at the front is a metal bench that they've replaced the surface of with wood. So it's like incredibly patchwork. Like there's all sorts of details here.
Yeah.
It's neat.
I mean, and there's mismatched benches, mismatched tabletops. Some of the legs on the wooden benches don't match the legs on the
yeah.
other benches.
And
It's
if
like,
you look
that's
at the
cool.
far left table, you can see some mismatched perspective. Thistle waves at me with a cheerful grin. Wave back. I put up a forced smile and wave back from behind the bar, glaring at Thistle. Stupid old dog. You didn't have to put it like that. Even though it's kind of true.
Luke! 1, 2, 4 mugs of booze here. Oh.
I sigh and smile again, this time genuinely. Sure, coming right up. I take the mug I was polishing all this time and fill it to the brim. This one is for Teak. I mean, all of my mugs are clean, but I feel this one is somehow special just because I was wiping it for so long. I've imbued it with my essence. I grab 3 more mugs and fill them with ale as well. I grab all 4 of them and take them to the table with the dogs. As soon as I put them down, Thistle and Max grab theirs and start sipping. Wow, they were thirsty, huh? Almost like we've been watching them for an hour and not giving them anything. Rune finishes his previous mug and hands it to me, empty. Then he starts sipping on the fresh one. Teak doesn't touch his. Welcome back, Teak. You should eat that stew that Burry brought you. It's getting cold. I will eat it when I want to. Do you want me to warm it up for you? I reach out to grab the bowl, but Teak snarls so fiercely I jump away. Then he grabs a spoon and starts stuffing himself with the stew in such a hurry that the bowl gets emptied before I even have the time to regain my composure.
Indignant dog.
Yes. It's also like the, what's it called? Like territorial, like, there's some sort of thing with dogs where they're territorial about food, and you have to like try to train it out of them because they'll snap at other dogs, or even like they'll growl at their owner if you like approach them while they have food in their bowl or something like that.
Yeah.
Teak pushes the empty bowl in my direction while wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. Here, now go away. Sure. Wait, Luke, before you go. Notice that
Take a look at this.
they've spared us, the audience, from the beeping continuing this entire time.
Yeah, I'm very grateful of that because my heart rate would be synced to it at this point.
Take a look at this for us, would you?
You know, I keep trying to do my best Deckard Kane, and I keep slipping in and out of it. It's a little bit hard.
Stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen.
The Horodric Cube. all I ever think about.
You know, in all my years of doing amateur voice acting, you'll notice this with voice actors too, is they'll have like that characters that they slip into and then modify to get to other places. So like kind of my generic old man voice is like Deckard Cain minus or plus various degrees of like dryness or wetness. And that's how I get to an old man voice.
Voice acting is hard. I always have to like remind myself what I even can do. Like I don't have, you know, there's no like character select screen in your brain that lets you like instantly access things you've done before. So you're like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And what was that? That was the voice that was like this? No, it was like no. It was like this, and then
you're like, I don't fucking know. Then every Final Fantasy 14 session is just everybody forgetting the voices anyway and starting over. We just guess a new one. Fuck it. The beeping box?
Yes. Come on, sit down with me.
This is turning into mixed media.
Yeah.
Rune tugs at my sleeve and urges me to sit down. When I take my seat by the husky, he pushes the box in front of me. Thistle and Max sit down too, in front of us on Teek's bench. They stare at me with full of anticipation.
can you do it?
Yeah, I think so. What do you want me to find out?
Well, for now, just see how to turn it off and back on.
And if it can play different sounds.
Yeah, something like a trumpet. I like trumpets.
Why do you think it can blow a trumpet?
Who knows? The relics are mysterious.
Yeah, why not? See if it can play different sounds, and maybe if we can adjust the rhythm.
Got it. Just give me a few minutes. I'll see what I can find. Well then. Guys, stop staring at me, please. Why is Rune so intense specifically?
Yeah,
I just
wonder.
expect that Teak looks like that all the time, but... Okay. Just wasn't prepared for that one, honestly.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Isn't that what you do all the time yourself?
Okay. Yeah, true. But still, talk between each other if you want. This may take me a while. I take the beeping box in my hands. It's smooth and cold to the touch. I look at its display on the front, but I can't really read it either. At least, not just like that. There's a trick to it. Every race is born with certain abilities. Like, canines can sense the presence of other creatures. They don't know that that's smell, apparently.
Yeah.
That's a versatile ability with a variety of uses, like tracking a location of the prey for coordinating maneuvers with other pack members with thoughts alone. Abilities like that are fueled by energy produced inside one's body. We call it mana. You might call it musk.
Yeah.
Wherever there's conscious life, there's also mana. In the air, in the ground. Every living being is capable of thoughts, expels mana into the environment, and every species produces a different type of it.
Every living being that is capable of thoughts farts.
Us. There's a wide topic to cover, but the important part is that the relics we find around here are tools that run on mana. No, I don't think that's true. Or it is. Maybe this is genuine world building, or maybe it's their comical misinterpretation of normal bomb. But I actually don't know. I shouldn't be that ahead of myself there, or I'll zero escape us and be like, haha, June sure says stupid things in these asides. Anyway. That was the first half of our 999 playthrough, and it backfired. We're like, wow, but June's really annoying and full of weird pseudoscience. Why is she like this? This display here is the same. It takes that life energy and burns it to display symbols hidden to the naked eye. And the ability of the human race Okay. Is to see all mana.
Look, he's doing it.
Why does he have less face than everyone else? My surroundings seem to lose all color except for the sources of mana. Every canine in the tavern appears to me as burning torches of red, and the long, bright cables remind me of...
See? I told you that there's that weird glint in his eyes when he does that. You just have to look closely. Look, from this angle.
I would be so self-conscious right now.
So overexcited.
It's a QTE!
Oh! Oh, you distracted yourself.
I did the QTE to smack him. There was a QTE in the visual novel. I wasn't ready for that.
Fascinating.
What? Stop that. I have to concentrate. It's already tiring enough as it is. It's like as tiring on my mind as fast-paced running is on my body.
But I love running. I could run all day long.
I put my hand on my shoulder and on his shoulder and try to push him away from me with all my strength. I love goofy animations and visual novels.
Yeah, they're testing out the system to see what they can do.
Yeah, that little inertia first bump of him only moving slightly. But he's so heavy he doesn't budge, and I end up sliding on the bench, pushing myself away from him at my arm's length. Oh well, I guess that works too. Max, could you... Sure, Luke. Next time anyone tries to disturb you, I'll bonk them for you. With Thistle's old but still sturdy wooden cane. Thanks. Well then. I concentrate and activate mana vision again. It's called
Heart vision.
It has a name. No more wasting time. I have to deal with this thing quickly while the dogs still behave. I like the detail that specifically the weapons do not exude mana, but they do have an aura of mana because they're used by those dogs. So they have a glow around them, but not in them.
It's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Although maybe the mugs should? I guess they're not around them as long.
Yeah.
So, the box. Huh. Let's see. The box is smooth and cold to the touch. It weighs maybe around 1 kilogram. The cylinder is made out of 3 main compartments, and there's a glass display with a bunch of little buttons on the front. Those metal compartments are like containers for 3 different kinds of mana, and the display part probably contains controls of the flow between each of them. There are a few wires connecting the parts. They're so bright that it's really hard for me to tell apart the colors of each wire right now. The thing that bugs me the most is the type of parts used. That's a lot of mana stored. I've seen parts of these in powering units of some of the bigger machines around Shelter. That's weird for just a beeping box. I look at the front of the box again and examine the glass display. Now I can see mana. The symbols of it are revealed on some kind of countdown. The buttons are on a simple set of percentages, but more than navigating the menu. The display itself shows a countdown of a few extra symbols. I try pushing each button, but nothing changes on the display. I'm unable to change in any way whatever. I'm unable to change in any way whatever rune set in this random button pushing. The countdown keeps going, making a beep with each passing second. What's going to happen when the countdown reaches 0? Will it just go quiet again? However, those mana storage compartments are really bugging me. A simple effect like that shouldn't require that much power. From the construction of the box, I can guess that the base of the effect is the purple mana, the control of the ungulate race, the color of the ungulate races. The red and orange correspond to canine and feline mana respectively. Hey, guys? Does any of you know what the ungulate spell... What's the ungulate spell that uses canine and feline? Huh? That would be...
I know. That's Breath of Kolkis. It's a massive explosion of scorching hot purple flames, hot enough to melt stone and steel. I once fought a bull general who wielded that magic, truly devastating.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. We lost so many good boys in that battle.
We did, but we won in the end. Nothing can waver canine bravery and unity. Even against an enemy who could incinerate a whole platoon with a single magic breath, we stayed united and remained victorious.
Why, Luke? Why are you asking?
My hands start sweating as I hold the box and stare at the countdown on the display. Somehow, the box seems much heavier now than before. Could it really be it? An explosion magic? This is bad. Really bad. Now I have some idea what the box's true nature may be. But what should I do? Should I tell the others? Deep breath, deep breath. Panic!
No, don't. No!
This is a bomb! Huh?
A what?
That's bullshit. That's a musical instrument, not a... No, it's a time bomb. It's about to explode. In panic, Rune grabs the bomb and slams it into the floor with full force. Oh my god. To everyone's dread, he reaches for the handle of a sword. Rune, no! Stupid dog. As Rune swings his blade, I leap to cover the bomb with my own arm. The edge of the sword comes to a full stop, so close to the skin that it actually cuts the hairs of my forearm.
Luke, move! We have to destroy it!
You idiot! If you cut it at all, you'll set it off.
Then what do we do?
Take it outside, now!
There's no time.
Woo!
What's the commotion?
Burry, give me your knife, please. And Max, here. I grab the bomb and toss it to the Daxon. He stares at me wide-eyed. In the meantime, Burry hands me the knife he got from Teak and looks at us confused. Max, sniff the cables. Which ones connect to the blasting caps? While everyone at our group is shaking in obvious panic, Max is the only one who manages to regain his composure. He nods and brings the box closer to his nose. Everyone stares at him in silence as he inspects it with short sniffs, and his eyes closed. This one, and this one. The green one and the yellow one. You'll need to cut them in that order. I nod, lean over, and immediately put the knife against the cable. I'm about to cut. Do it!
No. I don't know if the dog
Wait, shit,
can
which one
see
was it?
Green and yellow. I don't think the dog can see
Oh,
green accurately,
fuck. I'm in too much of a hurry. He said
though.
green?
Yeah, it's green and yellow, yes.
Green and yellow, so it's gonna be red. Nope. This was not the fake out I thought it was.
No. I just don't know if he can actually see 100%
We're dead.
properly.
You can stop being nervous now, Toaster. Everyone died.
Good. Good. It's over. Oh my god. My poor heart.
If I remember correctly, green and red and everything kind of like blurs together for dogs. They kind of see like blue and yellow or something. And so Shelter's story ends.
I believe the term is their deuteranopic.
Explosion.
Something like that. Red-green colorblind.
The barkest corner? What?
The darkest corner.
What? What?
Great, Death is here.
Who?
Hey, Death, what's up?
Hi? Hello? Alon?
Who dares approach me in this barkness? No, it's just you. Did you screw up and need guidance? Or was your curiosity proven stronger than your compassion? Whatever the case may be, welcome to the Barkest Corner, the place between the canon and the meta.
The canon is meta, you dingus.
What does it even mean?
Don't take anything in this place too seriously. There's no deeper meaning to what happens here. Just a bit of extra filler for the completionists.
Unless.
Somehow I feel that we are going to meet here many times. That's not completely a bad thing, though. Sometimes you may even unlock something special by coming here. And with the introductions out of the way, how the hell did you manage to make it blow up? Seriously, you were given clear instructions.
I'm bad with colors because it's more accurate than the other one, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm actually a daltonist.
Seriously?
Is that one of the colorblind variants?
No, Deuteranope, Tritanope, and Protanope are the three, I
Who's a
think.
daltonist?
I don't know.
Okay, I guess that explains it. And that also doesn't make any sense. You're human.
Daltonist. Colorblindness. Reduced ability to.
Yeah,
I guess it just means colorblindness. Period.
yeah, I wonder if that's the person who coined the different types of colorblindness.
Yeah. Huh. Also, people are colorblind, you fool. You don't know what humans are.
Especially dudes, gay dudes.
The colorblind gene is connected to the gay gene.
I don't think it is, but it does run more commonly in men than it does women. So the Venn diagram of target demographics for this gay furry visual novel is pretty much a circle with potential people who could be colorblind.
No, I'm continually surprised by how many people are colorblind around me. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
But whatever. Red cable is the one in the bottom left of the bomb. White on the middle left.
This game's more
Wait,
accessible
white?
than The Witness.
It was in no. Wait, what?
Blue is the cable behind red and white.
You can also see some of it below the bomb, above the yellow cable. This does not match the description of the cables at all.
The yellow cable is the lowest one, and the green cable is the top right one.
The plot twist is he's colorblind.
I was right. I was right. I think they have it wrong.
You have to cut the green cable first, then the yellow. Everything clear now?
I think so. In case I screw it up again, I guess I'll just come back here so you can repeat that to me.
I'd rather you didn't, just to be clear. You'll get no extra content by dying the same way again. You will succeed next time. I'll see you later.
I was just in a visual.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a visual novel, I just didn't internalize the instructions at all. I'm like, oh fuck, there's a test. I wasn't ready for this.
In early morning, witness Rune's mana balls any playthrough to unlock a bonus scene with him at noon. I'd love to see Rune's mana balls.
What are Root's mana balls?
I don't think we ever got to any of these.
There's just a bunch of
and our
clues about
playthrough is still turning. Look at the timer at the top.
Yeah, there's a timer right now. There's the barkest corner. There's like a series of unlocks everywhere. This is wild.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
They're doing inventive stuff with this. I was so shocked to have a QTE, and then even more shocked to then have a fucking timer start counting down. I'm like, wait. Fuck, I have to read fast now. I'm stressed out.
Yeah. So I just want to be clear, so I remember it. He said green and then yellow, and he said green was top right, yellow was lowest. However, I don't think that actually matches the description. We'll have to check when we get back to the bomb.
There's all these hints about the future. That's interesting. What?
Hit bark again.
Oh.
We'll have to skip back because we didn't save.
We unlocked 2 more save points. Apparently.
Nice.
Wave back.
Oh, okay.
I'll not whack Rune now. Rune, my friend, can I have some space, please? I need to concentrate.
Of course. Just tell me, how does my hand look to you now?
He puts his big doggy paw right on my face. He's basically covering all my vision. It's red. Also warm and smells surprisingly clean.
Of course. We Huskies are a very clean clan. Here in shelter, I've been taking baths twice a day.
Good for you. Can I get back to work now? Using this ability drains me.
Just one more second, please. Here.
He gets his face right in front of mine again, but this time he opens his maw wide. He points at it. We can't see anything. We can see his eye, technically, very barely.
Yeah.
Power.
Whack, whack, whack. Your maw is red too, but much brighter. Also, how do you get your breath to smell so fresh? You have to tell me some of your secrets later.
Wouldn't be much of a secret if I just told everyone, but sure, I can make an exception for you, mate. Although, mate, you already smell amazing. Very strong and manly. I can always tell if you're around or not before I even enter the tavern.
The other dogs are nodding. Oh no. I start raising my shoulder to sniff myself, but I stop. Stupid canine noses? They're always making me paranoid about my hygiene. Thanks, I guess. So, can I get back to...
Wait, just one more.
Rune, I'm going to run out of my magic juices if I don't get to the box soon.
I swear this is the last one. I promise. Husky's word, please, Luke.
And he starts unbuckling the belt of his trousers. Huh? What is he?
Chief, are you serious?
Let him do it.
The belt comes off and he starts pulling down the zipper in front of his pants.
Are we playing on censored or not censored mode?
We're not playing on censored mode, but I'm curious.
Yeah, I want to see his dong.
Well, I don't... Will I see anything? Screw it. Just let it happen. The husky puts his pants down just enough to let me see his junk. In mana vision. No, it's still visible.
That's a sheaf. That's a
extremely
big, thick sheaf.
That is the most detailed mana vision so far. Oh my god. Just down enough, you say? I wouldn't agree with that assessment of how far the pants are down. The pants don't exist. I can see fuzz on the back of his calves. I'm not convinced he's ever worn pants ever at this rate. Oh boy. It's a very nice, heavy set of sheath and balls with a thick layer of soft-looking fur. They just lie there shamelessly between his thick thighs, and I have a clear view of them. I've seen it once or twice in the past, but never in my crowded tavern, and never in mana vision.
So I just want to point out, his balls are the whitest part here, the brightest part. Does that mean the mana juices come from the balls?
I mean,
the mana juices are stored in the balls?
I'm still not convinced that mana isn't just musk, given the new detail we have.
It's very Fate Stay Night.
Is that a thing? I don't know anything about it.
In the original release of Fate Stay Night, they justify the sex scenes by saying that the transmission of sexual fluids is what rejuvenates the mana of the mystical characters. So basically, mana stored in the balls. That's what I'm saying.
I think I can already tell that they have human junk.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That looks pretty. That looks like it's hiding a knot to me.
Maybe it might be that combo. It looks like there's like a visible slit already.
Oh, I think there is.
We're in deep in the details here. He's also, for the audience at home, he also has the infamous ball mohawk.
He does. He's got the scruff.
He's got the scruff. A fucking ACTC. And the smells. Oh, the smells.
So how does it look? Is it all extra red too?
Well, oof. Yes, it is super duper red.
What about my clan jewels?
That's very red too. Your sack kind of looks like it holds 2 glowing gems. Really bright. That's interesting.
I told you, old man. Mana is stored in the balls. The same joke I made. Yeah.
I can't fucking believe this fucking game.
Told you so.
Mana is stored in the balls. Ugh.
Oh, fine. Fine, you were right and I was wrong. I owe you a drink or whatever.
Straight from
it's
the
funny
tap.
that's why Thistle was like, let him do it, because he thought he was going to win a drink.
Yeah. As if
They don't pay for drinks, though.
Yeah, I'm like, do they pay for drinks? They just got drinks in their timeline. Is this how we're gonna die in this timeline? We're staring at his balls for the 3 minutes it takes for the bomb to explode.
Sniffing his crotch. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
maybe like sniff my butt, and then you die staring into his.
He died how he
butt.
lived, staring at balls. Were you two making stupid bets again?
One of many. Don't worry about that, human. You still have the box to examine.
Sure. But just so you know, be aware that the mana is stored all across the body, and to me it just looks the brightest in the head and the chest.
Oh, really? You hear that, Chief? That's because it's made there, but then it travels down and gets stored in the balls.
That's... I want to say nonsense, but I actually can't say for sure.
See? He's saying he doesn't know. That doesn't mean you are right.
Can we just get to the fucking box already?
I don't know, Rune. Do you want me to examine the knot too? Oh my...
Human!
Nah, I'm good for now. Continue.
Hang out with Rune at
Hang
noon.
out with Rune at noon.
Unlocked.
Hell yeah.
Well then, let's get back to work. How many branching paths were there? I did not realize the consequences of my bonk.
Don't panic. We didn't lose any time.
Breathing. Breathing. Deep breath. No, I need to calm down. There's still enough time. I can deal with this. This is not the first time we're dealing with dangerous relics. If only I could sever the connection between the control panel and the blasting screen, we can disarm it. Do any of you have a knife? A knife? Huh?
I have a sword.
That's too big. And it glows and it's distracting. I need something to cut with these cables.
What? Why would you? No, that's enough. Give it back. I'm not letting you ruin my gift.
As a ominous timer displays over his face. Teak leans over the table and rips the box off my hands. He puts it in front of him on the table and glares at me. I don't have time for this. Teak, give it back. You don't know anything about this box. You have no idea what this is.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a canine, not a human, like everyone here. But that doesn't mean you own everything. We don't understand.
Huh? What is he? We really don't have time for this. With each passing beep, we are one step closer to the bomb blowing everyone up. I can't help but feel offended by Teak's attitude, though. Seriously, what the hell are you on about? What have I ever done to you?
You think you're so special just because you're the only human here? You think we need you? We don't. Everyone here would be better off if...
Teak, shut up! Finally got angry. He has an angry...
Yeah.
I'll be back in a moment. I stand up and lean in towards Max to whisper to him. Max, just like me, is experienced in dealing with these relics, so I trust him not to panic when I tell him the truth about the box. He helps me a lot around shelter with all kinds of machinery. Plus, he has the best nose in the whole shelter. He's the only one who can sniff out the cables connecting to the blasting cap in the limited time we have. Huh? He nods in understanding. I nod back and hurry towards the kitchen to grab a knife. On the way, we see Burry. He seems to be in an especially good mood.
Oh, Luke, I was just about to call you. We have a lot of work to do.
In a moment, I need to deal with something really quickly. Can I have your knife?
Oh, of course, here. Teak gave it to me. Such a nice gesture. I know there's magic on it. Can you examine it sometime?
Sure, but not right now. I really have to hurry.
Oh, and see if Teak is finished. Teak finishes too, so I can.
I take the knife from Burry and rush back before he has a chance to give me any further reply. When I get back to Max's table, he's the one holding the bomb, and he sniffs it all over. Teak sits quietly and avoids my gaze. I should decide if I should be the one to disarm the bomb or Max. He's going to be involved in it anyway, but so even if I am the one doing the cutting, he'll still guide me where I slice. If that's the case, maybe I should just let him handle everything? Can I trust him to keep his cool and his hand steady? Let Max handle it.
Yeah.
I put the knife on the table in front of Max. It's better if he's the one doing the cutting, not me. You got this?
Yeah, I can do it. Green and yellow cables connecting the blasting cap. If only I can cut these two.
Why are you kids being so secretive? Is something wrong with the box?
No, everything's okay. You'll find out in a moment.
Ooh, secrets. I like secrets.
Well, I'm sure you'll love this one. Just give me a sec.
Max takes a deep breath and stares at the bomb with Burry's knife in his hand. With perfectly steady hands, he holds the green cable and brings a blade to it. He applies pressure and slices. Nothing happened. I hear Max making a quiet gasp of relief. I quickly grab the endings of the severed cable and keep them secured apart. We can't let two dangling cables connect, or that could set the bomb off. Max takes a moment before he brings the knife to the yellow cable. Now his hand is shaking. He stares at the cable and keeps the blade close, but he doesn't make the cut. He hesitates. Max is nervous. He can't bring himself to cut the other table. Courage. Max, you've got this. If there's one thing I can bet my life on, it's your nose. If you say it's the yellow cable, it is the yellow cable. I believe in you. And your nose. Romance option unlocked. I smile. Max loves cheesy pep talks, so I hope this encourages him. I would give you a thumbs up, but, you know. I move my hands holding the severed cable. I give him a wink instead. He nods and smiles, then takes a deep breath and slices the yellow cable. We're still alive.
Oh, the timer's still ticking down.
Okay, now sniff it again.
There's no connection anymore. Do you think it's safe?
Well, we're about to find out.
Okay. You got a click, maybe? Nope.
It worked. As expected, the countdown finishes and stops at 0 without activating. After a moment, an error message pops up. Both me and Max sigh in relief. I'm amused by the irony that I fucked up, but the actual dog can pick the correct colored wires.
Yeah, I was surprised there. So the reason why I was confused is because I thought you had cut the green wire originally. I didn't. I just totally missed my mind that you cut the red instead.
Wire.
So yeah. So when he was describing where they were, I was super confused because I was like, the one on the top right is the one you said was green, but I thought that was the one you cut. So
yeah.
Whew.
Like in real life, I would have like double checked and all that, but in measure twice, cut once. Haha! I literally worked at an upholstery shop where that was a real thing. But oops. But in this case, I was just like, I'm goofing around. I just anticipate the color blindness fake out. So I'm like, he said green, so I'm gonna cut red because that's clearly the right answer. And that boy is bomb on my face. But then we went back to the Musky Husky timeline, so I guess we won. Whoa. Good job, Max.
Of course. You can always count on my nose.
You unlocked the everyone's alive timeline. Wow. It's just every single possible unlock rolls down the screen one at a time because literally everything was blocked until you secured being alive in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So what was it? What was it?
Spill the beans, human. What exactly was that box?
Okay. Just don't freak out. Remember how I asked you about that explosion spell, Breath of Colchis? Judging by the construction of the box and the types of mana stored, I brought a bomb with me and it was about to explode, right? Could have just told us that and not kept us in the dark.
Not true.
Literally not true. Everyone freaked out in the other timeline. Is definitely easier to tell you after the time limit is gone, where we're all gonna die. Teak stands up and walks away towards the table with his traveling pack. Max looks at him with worry in his eyes.
Sorry guys, I'll catch you later.
He grabs his and Teak's mugs and goes to the same table to join them. In the corner of my eye, I can see Max handing Teak his mug and chatting him up. Regardless of anything he said to me, I hope he's not beating himself up over this accident. Only me, Rune, and Thistle remain at the table. I finally look at their faces. They look... well... I didn't expect a reaction like that, but maybe I should have.
That's hilarious. This morning is getting better and better. Why? What happened?
We almost died. You see, Burry...
Teak gave Max a hacking bomb as a gift.
hacking.
Yeah.
And it almost blew up in our faces.
I'm just not ready for the I'm not emotionally ready for the combination of like, this is like a fusion dance between irate dogs and Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Promise Neverland, Attack on Titan, Berserk, like, I'm right there with you. It's very strange.
What?
It wasn't for Luke and Max, or if it wasn't for Luke and Max, we'd all be dead now.
Luke, why didn't you evacuate everyone?
I don't know. I was confident we could deal with it. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, why aren't you and Max immediately running into any other room with this?
Yeah.
At the very
I mean,
least.
the other option is they could literally just run outside next to that really big, like, cliff drop off that we saw in the opening and just yeet it. Like, just get it out of there.
I'm just wondering how deep into this facility they are, because they claim there's
Yeah.
no time, and I'm like, because my first instinct was run and throw it, but
Yeah.
maybe they're too deep.
But that might be a
into
bad
this
idea
place,
because the
or
dogs
there's,
might all, as a pack, go try to fetch it.
like for all we know, like this is like there's some big fucking cargo elevator they have to wait for or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're just trapped in here, but there had to be like at the very least a different room.
Yeah.
That's not the first time we dealt with something like that. Why make everyone panic needlessly? Because I killed everyone. Luke, I killed everyone. Besides, tonight we're setting the skies ablaze. What's a single bomb compared to that? Oh, it's just it's fireworks. It's a special.
Fireworks.
It is a special event.
And dogs get scared of fireworks.
but they're into it now because they're edgy dogs.
Yep.
Burry looks around the tavern, deep in thoughts, unconvinced. However, after a few moments, a gentle smile appears back on his muzzle. I look in the direction he's staring at. Teak is making a toast with his pack. All of them are cheering and laughing along with Max. I wasn't ready for Burry to be like the actual adult in the room that doesn't have complete dog brain and realizes that like this could have been his last moments and is thinking and is actually like making a conscious choice noticeably to like move past this and just enjoy that what could have happened did not come to pass, and like introspectively looking at the people around him. I wasn't ready for this complexity. Because nobody else is even clocking this, right? They act like the whole bomb incident never happened. All the other dogs in the tavern are in higher spirits too, because they don't know anything. I like the song.
You know, I feel like I should be mad at you, but you're right. Today's the day for Teak and everyone to be happy. That's what's important. Maybe you acted a bit reckless, but you did the right thing, Luke. Good boy.
Good boy. Burry puts a big hand on my head and gives me a couple of gentle pats. I blush a little from those compliments. Romance unlocked.
Just make sure it doesn't blow up randomly, okay? Put a lock on it or something. I have to go back to the kitchen for now.
We cut it apart, but I don't pretend to know how it works. Okay, grab me the tape for the cables while you're there. Could you, on the bottom shelf? Burry nods and walks away with his big fluffy tail wagging gently. He is generally the one who's the most down to earth among the dogs, and the one most prone to worry, but it looks like he's learned to take things a bit easier recently. I guess he has to. Shelter is a chaotic and unpredictable place. Incidents like this one pop up all the time. They characterize him as like the one who looks out for everyone's safety and is concerned about that because he's a Saint Bernard. Like
maybe, yeah.
Like a mountain rescue dog. Well then, a lock, huh? I'm getting a bit exhausted, but I need to push myself to see the mono once more. Are you sure you don't want to take this far, far away and throw it into the bottom of a lake?
I mean, if they really need to like make it so that it doesn't, like they're worried about the wires touching, just like literally cut the wires off at the
Yeah. Just take them out.
nubs or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. The countdown finished and the display shows an error. That's good. I closed that prompt and browsed the menus to look for the code lock option. I've dealt with interfaces like these already. It should be... Aha! There it is. Input pin. 4 digits. Is he going to do the thing like in escape rooms where you see the smudges of the mana on the keys to see what the most pressed buttons are? What? Oop.
We're gonna the way that this is gonna work is gonna be like Zero Escape. We're not gonna know the pin right now, but then like 9 hours into the game, at the end of some route, like you learn, you go into, you infiltrate a base and get a code on a Post-it note, and then you go all the way back here and can put it in and it works.
The sincerely cool part of Zero Escape.
Yeah.
The original idea.
I want to use this moment to shill another visual novel really quickly. If you like the time travel flowchart aspects of Zero Escape, and you want to see another visual novel that does that really well in a possibly more interesting way, that also isn't as out there as Zero Escape, and is maybe even like, I mean, actually pretty straight up, more well written than Zero Escape. No, play Raging Loop. Raging Loop is very good. It is the name is a sort of pun. It's called Raging Loop, as in Raging Loup-garou, like the werewolf, because it's a visual novel, for lack of a better word, that is a interactive game of werewolf. And I'll just leave it at that. There's a huge mystery behind it, but it involves a flowchart with changing decisions, much like Zero Escape, but it is, in fact, a very, very good death game visual novel. It was the highest rated VNDB visual novel for a very, very long time after it came out. And it got a Switch and PC port, I want to say in 2017 in English, finally, after being out in Japan for, I think, 9 years at that point. So yeah, high recommendation. If you like death game visual novels and you like visual novels that do interesting things with flags and gating and like flowcharts, give Raging Loop a try. One of the coolest things it does is after you finish the game, you get the true ending. You can replay the game with a sort of psychic power. And it allows you to read the thoughts of every single character in the game throughout the whole game. And so on top of finishing the game and getting a true ending for its narrative, you then can replay it all over again and have even more text and even more of an interesting second read through than you would have previously, where you're just matching through the choices. It is a very, very good visual novel, and I highly recommend it. So that's Toaster's Japanese visual novel recommendation corner for the day.
That's always such a confident move, because like, a lot of the games I've played a number of games that are like, aha, now replay the game and we'll change stuff, and I'm like, you didn't make the first.
It's never enough to make it worth it.
There's that, and there's also like, you didn't make the first playthrough good enough, so I'm like, I don't want to keep going. Gross. Like that's like when I that was the sense I got when I was going through Type 0, and then then I beat Type 0, and I'm like, I don't want to launch this again. Ew. I hated this. Like, it got so bad by the end that I'm like, you're not making me intrigued about what might change if I play it again. You didn't fucking write a good story the first time.
Yeah, Raging Loop is definitely worth it, and it's got a great sense of humor and incredible art. Maybe we can play it for the channel sometime. That would be a fun one to go through with you.
But you're spoiled, right?
I'm spoiled, but
maybe we'd go through with Andrew or something.
Yeah.
Because of Zero Escape. But you mentioning Werewolf did remind me, like, one of the most promising JRPGs I've ever played was Lost Dimension. One, because it had tactical gameplay instead of turn-based 2 parties across from each other gameplay, so that means the gameplay isn't just one thing over and over again. But also it was Werewolf. There was imposters in your party, and you had to try to identify who they were, and then like if you if you successfully identify them, then you and your party go execute that character, and then they're gone forever, regardless of how much you did or didn't like them as a combatant or a character. You lose those characters when you take them out in the trials, like Danganronpa style. But also at the end of the game, every single person you failed to identify turns on you in the final battle, and you lose them from your party, and they fight you, and it's like a really cool idea.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, because they made it so that they wanted to be replayable. And that's like one of the great mistakes, because like I almost wish there was canonical correct answers for that game, and they just had a better written story that could then actually have like a genuine mystery and foreshadowing of who's bad, because instead who's bad is random every playthrough, so you just play a mini game to figure out who's bad, and that sucks.
There's another Japanese visual novel very similar to that called Nausea, where the entire gameplay of the visual novel is playing werewolf, but unfortunately it's randomized, so like there are like 47 endings you need to get in order to get to the true ending, and it's literally just a grind of playing werewolf against NPCs until you get the correct ones that will allow you to get the endings you're looking for. So I've definitely been there. I've felt that.
Yeah. There's also this like Zero Escape inspired, it's not furry, but it's people in terrifying mechanical animal masks. So every character is like the lion, the wolf, etc.
Yeah. And
they're in some kind of death game together. And I think it's finished, so it's worth checking at least.
Yeah.
There. What? Oh, if I idle, or if I accidentally press a direction or something, I end up like selecting one of these weird options not knowing.
Yeah.
Luke.
Ah! Ow, ow, ow. I raised my head just in time to be hit by the roll of tape thrown to me across the tavern by Burry. My poor face. You're not getting hurt by a roll of tape, man.
No.
How did I do this again? Oh, it's because I probably tried to hit the QTE too late. So I hit joystick. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what the controls are for the QTEs. I just kind of panic. But that time it was genuinely too fast. Poster.
Oh, sorry. The text color like blends in, and my brain goes blank.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Luke.
It's fine. It's fine. Ouch. I give him a thumbs up with a smile. Even smiling hurts now, but that's not Burry's fault. I should have reacted faster. Did he even say he was throwing it? I can't go back before the QTE. Instead of worrying about my face, I focus on securing the bomb. I unroll the tape and insulate the ends of the cut cables, one after another. 1 cable, 2 cables, 3 cables. I hum to myself and take a moment to admire the death box that almost blew us all up. I kind of like its design. Tapered at the tip.
You look like you're having so much fun with it.
Do I?
You sure do. You have that dumb smile plastered over your flat human muzzle.
You said that so weird. If you just said muzzle and it was incorrect, I would have accepted that more than the way you put it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I find these things fascinating. Someone in the past found a way to put powerful magic into a little box like this. This thing could have blown us all up. But it's also thanks to the same kind of technology that we got Shelter. I want to discover all the secrets and share those wonders with you all. Isn't it the same for all of you? For Teak and everyone? All of us, for different reasons, are brought together by the curiosity of this Magitech one way or another. It can be dangerous, sure, but that's exactly why we need to understand it. And while I'm at it, why not have fun? I hand the safe and secured box over to Rune. Here, it should be kinda safe now. I don't like that. Can you take it to the vault?
Sure can. I'm just gonna have one more mug of ale and I'll be on my way.
Awesome. Just don't forget, okay? It's still potentially dangerous. Don't want it lying around.
Got it. Leave it to me. Rune received Chekhov's bomb. I am definitely not going to forget to take it to the vault. Husky's word.
Oh my god. That was great.
That's very funny.
I almost called it that earlier this playthrough during our discussion of like just the coin flip of whether or not it's a joke or a plot point. Luke? Luke! Can we have 6 refills here?
I will have one as well, if you don't mind. I'm still way too sober for my liking.
Suddenly, more and more dogs at the tavern start raising their hands and asking for drinks and food. Are they waiting for me to finish whatever I was doing with the box? Sure, I'm on it. Just a Whoa. Hello. I try to stand up in a hurry, but my vision is covered by bright sparks, and my head feels heavy. I flop back down on the bench. Huh. I might have overdone it with my horny monovision.
Luke?
Sorry, I stared at your balls too much, and now I need assistance. Sorry, I rise up again, slower this time, and walk to the bar. I'll be fine, as long as I pace myself. As I start filling the mugs, I hear some new voices at the entrance of the tavern. Another group of adventurers has returned. Just like with Teek's group, the newcomers are greeted with cheerful barks, howls, and celebrations. This is gonna be a busy morning, huh?
Isn't that exactly what you want?
Huh? Oh.
Oh, it's him. Okay.
What does that mean?
I should read you that.
Isn't that exactly what you want?
Alright, D-Wolf, or whatever your name was, D-Dog. How you doing? It's been a while. You ever finish your game? Act 3? Is Act 2 ever coming out for your game, buddy? I turn my head and see a black, cloaked figure sitting at the bar and smoking. How many knives does he have? It's Alon, our local rogue edgelord wolf. I didn't even realize he was here. He's as good at stealthing as ever, which is weird because he's covered in jangly knives. How about you join them? Make some friends, you know? Alon inhales the smoke and blows it out slowly.
I'm a lone wolf. I have no need for a friend.
So yes, there is guts in this game, apparently. Yeah. There is just one edgy boy just hanging out, and he doesn't have the friendly personality of any of the characters.
Yeah, I like this kind of character, the Cad Bane of the group. I'm a big fan.
What I have need for is some booze to drink my sorrows away. You never came to my table to serve me.
How about next time you simply call me or something? I can never notice when you come.
Well, it's a genetic issue, all right? He just doesn't produce enough.
Why didn't you just clock my aura over here? I hand him over the first mug I fill. He, in turn, looks at me with his blood-red eye.
That is not the rogue's way.
Well, then I guess it's the rogue's way to starve. And he takes a sip. Alon is a weird one. He's a relatively new addition to Shelter from a few months ago, patch 0.6. Nobody knows what his deal is. He always sits at the table in the darkest corner of the tavern and doesn't interact with the other dogs. I think I'm the only one he's willing to talk with at all. Maybe because I'm not a canine? I don't know. Oh! It's because they're dogs. And he's a wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. They're socialized differently, and they interact with humans differently, and there's fundamental differences in human behaviors because of in dog behaviors because of their neotenized traits from their breeding, and he's just a wolf.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually. Come to think of it, isn't tonight your first skies ablaze since you joined? I'm surprised you came here today at all. I would have thought you'd rather avoid big social events.
I assure you, I have no interest in your dumb celebrations.
Alon grabs the mug and takes another long sip. Oh, come on. Admit it. You want to have fun with everyone tonight. No need to be shy about it. Aelon glares at me with one eye and groans.
You wouldn't understand my motives. Not yet, at least.
Alright, weird thing to say to someone if you don't want to be, like, incredibly suspicious.
Yeah.
He grabs his mug and walks back to his dark corner. So mysterious. Woo. I chuckle and get back to filling the mugs.
By the way, good job.
Huh? And he's gone. That was weird. I can never tell what's going on in his head. Then again, that's nothing new. Aelon has been acting weird ever since he came here. How do you know it's weird then? It's just his normal. But honestly, I don't think he's a bad person. Actually, I suspect he exaggerates his cool and cryptic act a bit for the show sometimes. I like him as he is, though. I like every dog in Shelter. Teak, Rune, Max, Thistle, Burry, Aelon. They're all dear to me. And I guess these background characters, whatever their names are. Shelter is full of all kinds of different dogs, and all of them are welcome here. This place gathers all those misfits, and I believe it changes them for the better. Take Teak for an example. When he first came here, he used to be an unstable, angry asshole, hostile to everyone around. He used to be dangerous to approach. And now he's exactly that, but he gets head pats. Now he sits at the same table with the other dogs of smaller breeds, laughs, cracks jokes, shows off, like a completely different person. As I look at them, I can't help but smile myself. This place, as a whole, has really grown over the years, just like every individual dog in it has, huh? I have to keep working hard to give them the shelter that they deserve. Even if I can't take part in tonight's celebrations myself, I'm still going to give them a night to remember. Do we do the fireworks then? Tonight's going to be a great night. I think that's our ending point. I was about to end it, and I was like, oh, he's looking around and being nostalgic, and everyone's laughing, and then the fucking wolf showed up. I'm like, well, I have to see where this goes for a second. I have to. The fucking meta wolf is real. I wasn't ready for that. This game I would definitely keep playing. The primary obstacle is the fact that it's not done, I don't think.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I really like this so far. I think this is my favorite of the FVNs that we've looked at. And it's not just because the horny art was good. I liked it. I like the characterization. It genuinely made me a little anxious. In general.
Then I ripped off that Band-Aid.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. I guess I just didn't know if it was going to immediately dive off the grimdark cliff or not. But
we still have no plot. Because if you want to talk about games where we sit in one room for a while, we were in one room for 2 hours today. But it's easy to forget because shit was going down. There was a bomb. There was highly detailed close-up of balls. They had all the things visual novels have. Those are the things.
Yeah.
Link in the description if you want to check this game out and you are 18 plus and whatnot. We'll probably look at this again at some point in the future. I don't know. Unless we just sit here and break our rule about unfinished games. But see you guys next time.
Yeah. Bye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey, furry visual novel makers, please finish all of your games. I know it's hard, but also please be done now.
We want to play them. Please get them done, and then we'll give you we'll give you content that people can engage with. Please.
Hey, you want to be a good boy? You want to be a good boy? Finish your game. Finish your game, boy. Finish your game.